Hello, how you doing?
Hey, there he is.
Great to see you. Thanks so much for having me today.
Yeah, that's awesome of you to join me, man. I
Oh,
knew
heck yes.
one day we would cross paths,
Today is that day. Thank you
and
very
I
much.
feel lucky the stars have aligned here. Matt Heafy,
Heck
Trivium.
yes. You said the last name perfectly. No one ever gets it right the first shot, but you said it perfectly.
And I'll tell you, and let me tell you something. We have Lou Brutus on our station. I'm sure
Awesome.
you're familiar with Lou.
Oh yeah.
He is notorious for mispronouncing names. And I'll hear a name that I'm very familiar with, and I'll go, that's not how you say that. And then sometimes I'll catch a name that I've seen in print but don't know how to pronounce, and then I'll pronounce it that way, and people will go, that's not how you say it. And I'm like, yep, that's Lou for you, So he's notorious for that. But I'll tell you the secret is that I'm familiar with your videos on Twitch,
Awesome.
and
That'll do it. That'll do it.
and and you say it quite often on there, so that's where I catch it.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, great to see you today. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Yeah, so man, so much to talk about because you have so much going on, and it's pretty incredible and quite unbelievable, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
And other bands should feel shame because you are so productive
Thank
and
you.
have so many things going on. Let's start with the fact that you guys are going to be coming to Tucson, playing with the Metal Tour of the Year, which was also the Metal Tour of last year. So you got a good track record. It's
Oh, heck
2 years
yes.
running
Heck
there.
yes.
And Megadeth and Lamb of God, same guys. They were on the last one, In Flames, back on this one, which were originally going to be on there the first go around. But yeah, I don't know when the last time you even came to Tucson was, but it's very exciting that you're bringing this tour here because this is the kind of stuff that we need in
Oh yeah.
Tucson.
Oh yeah.
And
Tucson's amazing. Tucson's so metal. I'm trying to remember the last time it might have been the Shogun tour. So that would have been like 2000, what, 8 that we would have been there. And it was
it
amazing.
was, yeah, it was before I came back to Tucson, right around that time, but I think it was just before I came back.
Yeah, I think it was around
Figured,
there, and it's always Arizona is so good for us. There's something about the heat that makes people really intense, and they love it. Like
yeah.
Arizona and that area, like the Southwest, has been so good to Trivium since the beginning, since like our first tour ever over there. So I know it's gonna be amazing. And this tour, the last one was 5 to 10,000 people every single show without fail. So it was really great. And this one, I'm sure will be the same, if not bigger and better.
Yeah, you guys are playing the arena, which there's not enough shows coming to that arena. So I'm super excited about that fact alone, because it's underutilized, and I think you guys are gonna use it pretty well
Oh
that
yeah,
day. So
better light
that's
shows and arenas. Yeah, this tour, this leg seems to have mostly arenas, which is awesome for light shows. Because our set in the amphitheaters, we were always kind of when the sun was still out, so you don't really get the full show. But this one, I think there's no amphitheaters, which is cool. Because I amphitheaters accommodations are cool for the crowd. I'm sure it's cool to have a seat, but I don't want the crowd to sit. Like you shouldn't be sitting during a
no,
metal show ever.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So that show is going to be April 10, by the way. So you can go to campamay.com, find tickets and info there. So we're looking forward to that. But before that, let's get into the new album, In the Court of the Dragon, man. This thing, well, it came out in October. So we've been on this Feast of Fire tune here for a minute, and the album is just, it feels to me, and maybe I'm off base, but it feels to me that there's a different sort of energy on this album than previous albums. And all albums, I mean, you can feel that you're putting your sweat and your blood and everything into them. This one feels like something's coming from the gut. It feels guttural, and it
Thank you.
feels
Thank you.
like that's the feeling I'm getting. Am I on base there?
Oh, you're totally right. It's amazing. It's amazing. And what's so interesting about our band is the first 7 records, every single one was different from each other. So it was a completely different style for all 7 records. Then record 8 summarized all. So record 8 was 1 through 7 style. Then record 9 was 1 through 8. Then record 10 was 1 through 9. So it's just allowing absolutely everything that is Trivium. We set no rules. Like there have only been 3 records in our history where we said, let's not go here, here, and here. Let's stay here, here, and here. Let's not go too far over here. Last 3 records, we didn't even mention that statement once. It's just, let's write whatever makes us feel good. There are no limitations, no rules, no laws, no nothing. Go. And the last three, it just keeps ramping up. It's everything, then it's even more of everything, it's even more of everything. And we realized that's what makes us the happiest. Having every kind of bit of Trivium, whether you're talking about super low and simple and melodic and vibey like Shadow of the Abattoir's verse, or you're talking about like the chorus of In the Court of the Dragon, which is blast beats and singing, and then it has a scream chorus in the song as well. So we like to have it all. And not only do we enjoy having it all, we notice that our fans love having all of it. They want all of Trivium on one record, not like through records and records. They want to have everything on one record. So it's great. We love it.
You also turned it into an acoustic EP too, as well, right? You did some acoustic.
Just for my YouTube, yeah. So that's just
Yeah.
another piece of content, and that was actually the idea of I've got an amazing. So we've got an amazing like official team. Like we've got our 5B management, we've got Roadrunner Records, our road crew, all this stuff. But then amongst my personal quote empire, I have amazing teams there too. I've got my Twitch moderators, I got my YouTube managers. That's Trivium Memes and Sal. Those are my two YouTube guys, and they're like, hey, you should make an EP of acoustic In the Court of the Dragon stuff. So I just do them on my channel. They highlight them and they put it in on YouTube. Yeah. So it's great. I've got amazing batch of people helping me out with everything.
When you write, do you write things acoustically or is it always electric?
Trivium, let me think. Trivium, there have been a couple times through the history, but it's generally, it starts with like a guitar part. It starts with an electric guitar. And I never, and I'm pretty sure the three main guitar players, but myself, Corey and Paulo, we write all the music first. I think we always do electric guitar first, whether it's a riff, collection of riffs, the entire song. Then we present it to the band, and that's when we like allow it to grow from there.
Yeah, everybody's kind of got their process, but I'm always amazed when somebody goes, yeah, we started this song, acoustic style, and then it grew into what it is, and it's some kind of big blast beat tune, and you're like, how did that happen?
Yeah, what I love to do is to take it when it's like the maximalist effort of having everything and then pulling it back down into something super melodic and super acoustic. And that's something I learned from this channel, from doing covers like everything from Justin Bieber to Baby Shark to Cannibal Corpse to Slayer, and learning how to do it the exact opposite way. And that's what's led to a lot of the really interesting things like the Mike Shinoda collab. We've got a future Deadmau5 collab coming up. Nice. Like just a little bit of Richard Marx I did a song with, just everything. Like you said, there's a lot of things that I'm always doing.
Yeah, let's talk about your channel for a minute, because I see you do so many things. You've done unboxings, taste testings, reaction videos, playthroughs. I mean, there's so many things that you do. I mean, I don't know if you have a schedule to it, because I see things randomly. I catch them randomly, and I'm like, well, is it every Thursday that he does an unboxing, or is it every?
No, it's that stuff's sporadic, but the main consistency is 5 days a week when I'm off tour, 2 times a day, 8:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. is when I do my streams on my channel, and the majority of it, 75 to 90% of the time, is me playing Trivium songs by request to Trivium supporters. It's me staying in shape. Like I never take time off vocally ever. I never take time off, even. I had COVID last year and I had COVID again this year. I still didn't stop singing, screaming, streaming to make sure that, hey, if I get the flu on tour, if I get food poisoning on tour, I need to make sure I don't have to cancel the show. So I like to train through every single element. Even when my kids were newborns and I was not getting sleep, still making sure I'm here, providing entertainment, providing community, providing all that stuff, and still keeping myself in shape year round. More like an athlete than a musician is the way I treat it.
Well, it shows. I mean, you're so talented, and when you're playing stuff, it's just, you can tell that you're somebody who plays just nonstop, just all the time. So it shows. I saw the live stream you guys did, I guess probably almost 2 years ago, I guess at this point, year and a half.
Later to Full Sail.
The Full Sail one. Yep. Which, by the way, I've been to that facility before. Man, that is an amazing place.
Oh, Full Sail's awesome. I helped open that esports arena next door to it with a Fortnite competition. So I helped open it and competed in Fortnite there. So Full Sail's amazing. Thankfully that everyone was so supportive, buying tickets like yourself and everyone that watched that show, that we're able to put the down payment on our airplane hangar. So now we've got our airplane hangar HQ stream center content house. That's done. Last month we debuted, or was that this month? Last month we debuted the first single of my black metal project, Ibaraki. That's produced by Ishan from Emperor. It's something I've been working on for 12 years now. We got another video coming out this month. You heard it here first, and it's just nonstop content. So I've got Trivium as far as the music goes, I got Trivium, Matthew Heafy. We just released some Elder Scrolls covers. We've got Ibaraki, and then all the other stuff. We've got a kids book coming out that's all Japanese stories. That's it's already done. It's already I wrote it all. There's a companion album that comes with it that hopefully is out in June. I'm working on a video game soundtrack right now. My first full soundtrack from start to finish. It's a jiu-jitsu MMA game, which I'm really excited about. And there's just more and more stuff. I love it. I love to stay busy.
Again, every band should hang their head in shame after hearing that. And that was just last hour that you're doing all that, right?
Little bit.
Yeah, that's great. Let me tell you a quick story. So I used to live in South Florida, and I worked
Awesome.
at a radio station in Miami. And one of the things I had to do was host the local show there. So I got really entrenched in the local scene and the whole thing. And a couple times I saw this kid that was there with his mom, and
Metal Militia.
he gave me his tape to play on the radio. And then a couple years later, that guy was the bass player in Trivium.
That's amazing. Yeah, Paulo and I, we both started our bands around like 12, 13 years old.
Yeah, amazing. And I mean, I was impressed. He was 16 at the time, and I was impressed with that stuff then. And then he was in the band. I don't even know how you guys connected. How did that happen?
So I'll try to do a brief, quick history. I played my 8th grade talent show. Actually, we'll go even further back. First style of music I got into was pop punk. Thought guitar was the cool thing to pick up. Picked up a guitar, tried it for a band with Blink-182's Damn It. Never got the call back. So I was like, all right, I'm done with music. This sucks. So I put away guitar. A couple months later, a kid lends me the Black Album by Metallica. I'd never heard metal before. Went home, listened. I was like, this is the kind of music I want to make. So I locked myself in my room till I could play that kind of stuff. I'd spend hours upon hours trying to emulate it, finally getting it down. Played my 8th grade talent show covering No Leaf Clover. Was asked by a couple of high school kids. They said, hey, we just formed a couple of weeks ago. Our lead guitar player already quit. Would you try out for us? Their band name was Trivium. I tried it for them with For Whom the Bell Tolls. They were all a bunch of high school kids. I was in middle school. I made it in the band. The original singer wanted to leave after about 2 months or so. He wanted to be an industrial band. We wanted to be a metal band. Split the name, split some of the songs, took off. So went through tons of different lineup changes as a local band. But in 2003, we were looking for a guitar player. Corey tried out. Corey was actually a Full Sail grad, so he was going there. 2004, we were looking for a bass player, and we've always known Paulo. We played shows with Metal Militia, and it was my dad who suggested it. Because my dad managed Trivium at the time, and Paulo's mom managed Metal Militia at the time. So he's like, hey, we should get Paulo to do this tour and test him out. Test him out on the tour, brought him in the band in 2004, and then obviously went through 4 studio drummers. And then finally landed up on Alex in 2017. So we finally have the lineup we've been looking for since the beginning. But yeah, it's been a wild ride.
Yeah, it was crazy to see him go from that little point to all of a sudden into the kind of the big leagues. It seemed like he was thrown in the fire, but that was always very cool.
And he wrote Thrown into the Fire. Wait, did he? He wrote the lyrics to Thrown into the Fire. Corey wrote the music to Thrown into the Fire.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool. Let's talk about favorite songs on the new album, because I mean, there's so much. What Spacing the Name, what's the one, the Sword,
sort of wait, is it Over? Let me look at the track list. I forgot myself. Like a Sword Over Damocles. I forgot too.
Yeah. I love the clean vocal chorus in that tune. I just love that whole song. That's my favorite.
That is definitely one of my absolute favorites to play. I love playing that song. I also love playing No Way Back Just Through, which is the polar opposite. It's like an easier song, whereas Sword of Damocles is super difficult. But I love it. The record's so fun. I love that it's got a bit of everything. Like Crisis of Revelation is, I'm looking at the track list over here. Crisis of Revelation is super old school Trivium. It's very like Ascendancy, a little bit Ember to Inferno-ish. Abattoir is like its whole own thing. I feel like kind of newer end of Trivium. Damocles is like Shogun era Trivium. It's great. It's got a lot of everything on one record, which I think is why people are so happy.
How much of the new album are you playing live?
I just posted a picture of our master set list that we have prepared for this year. It's like 30 songs we have prepared. And I don't know how many songs bands have on regular rotation. I mean, for me, my channel keeps me sharp because I'll get requests from all 10 records. I don't have all 10 records perfectly mastered. I'd say about 75 to 100% of every record I've got mastered. So I got to be ready for those. But as a band, I'd say we've got about 75 to 80% of our catalog perfectly memorized. So we can call it anytime. So if we do a headliner sometime this year, we're talking about having sets or spots where there'll be like a triple rotational spot, like 3 Ascendancy songs are rotating here, 3 Shogun songs are rotating there, that kind of thing. Because we just have too many songs to play a regular set.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine having to put together something from your catalog. It's just unbelievable.
Especially like Metal Tour of the Year. Our set's like what, 30, 40 minutes. Our
Yeah,
songs are all like
you're
7 minutes
right.
long. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
tough.
So after that tour, is there headline stuff in the works? Is the, what's going on?
I can't confirm or deny, but chances are looking good. So we've
Oh,
got
that's,
Megadeth, then we have Iron Maiden at the end of the year, and then
oh
there's some
man.
time. Yeah. So all good tours. Then there's some time, and then we have South America after that.
Oh my God. They probably go nuts for you in South
South
America. I can
America's
imagine
insane. We've been there once,
with
and
the
it was
metal stuff.
the most insane, incredible crowds we've ever had ever.
Well, I mean, yeah, exactly. There's people that come up from Mexico because we're so
Oh
close to
yeah,
the border that come to the metal shows because
I
they're
love it.
so into it. It's just incredible. Man, just so I don't know how you do it. Again, I don't know how you do it, but um, tell me about tell me about when you do your reaction videos and how you find these people that you react to that are doing your songs that are, because you're sitting there and you're critiquing people, and people are amazing. They're playing your stuff, but I love when you're like, oh, that's a kind of a cool thing, and that's a little bit different than how I play it, or so stuff like that. How do you find these people, and what's your, I mean, what's your consensus of these people that are doing this
It's
stuff?
amazing. It's the community that finds it for me. It's my Twitch moderators, my YouTube moderators. They'll get me a list together, be like, hey, check these out. And generally, there are so many reaction content creators. I'm always like, if I'm going to do it, it has to be something that, I really resonate with. So thankfully, it is always me being able to see anything that's a Trivium supporter. I'm interested in it. Like, I love to know the people that support us. I love to see what they got going on, what kind of bands they have, how they play, how they sing. I love that. I love to support what they do, just like they support what I do. But what's so cool is I say it all the time that the people that support our band are so talented. One of my viewers on Twitch has taught me how to mix records. Like, that's something I should have learned from our
Wow.
producers, but I never have. But I didn't know how to mix a record. And now all the songs you see on Matthew K. Heafy online, those are the latter ones are all mixed by me. Because I was like, I don't want to rely on a mixer anymore. For Trivium, we will, Ibaraki will, but my solo stuff, I would like to do that myself. So one of my viewers taught me how to do that. Another one of my YouTube managers, he started managing my YouTube when he was 17, and he helped grow the YouTube like twofold, which is insane. So we just have such talented people. My moderator Deformis from my Twitch channel, I'll give him full access to my computer. I'll watch him do things, and he'll optimize my computer all the way from Holland. I'm very,
Wow.
very
Insane.
fortunate. I've got such a good team of people around me.
Have you ever learned something from somebody and go, you know what? I think I should play it this way. Like that's maybe a better way to approach
Oh,
that.
definitely. Like, I always know that I have not arrived on anything, nor will I ever arrive on anything. I'll never master anything. And you always have to learn. And that's an ethos I got from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. No matter how much time you put into it, there's always someone better who knows more than you do that you can learn from. Like today, I was able to grapple with my professor who's been training for 25 years, trained Anderson Silva. Like, no matter how good I think I am, like there's no beating someone like that. So you should always be humble. I feel like jiu-jitsu made me a very humble person. I feel like blowing my voice out in 2014 made me a humble person. And that's just very important to have those things happen. I feel like not enough of that happens to other musicians, people in kind of more the public eye. I think the ones that aren't humble, it's because they haven't had something humbling happen to them, and they should have something humbling
Yeah.
in their life at all times. And that's what keeps me in check.
Oh, that's awesome. Speaking of being humble, I saw you react to, and it was so funny, about a week and a half ago, one of those parodies where somebody was mimicking, I guess, you, and it was kind of like one of those shred videos,
Oh
and
man, that was so damn funny.
it was hilarious. I can't think
Yeah,
of what it's called. Uh,
it's like a parody of the Bet You Can't Play This from Guitar
right.
World is what it is.
Oh my
Man,
gosh,
that was
so
I love
funny.
those things so much. I love those things. Like in Trivium, like our shows are serious. We put our music forth very serious, but all four of us, we just love really ridiculous humor, and we play our best shows and make our best records when we're laughing and in a good mood. I'm very lucky with the four of us. Like the four of us are always hanging out. I remember Mark Morton once at Crass Pop Festival. He's like, everywhere I look, it's the four of you guys together. Because you guys must all really like each other or something, huh? Like days off, we're all going out to eat together. Catering, we're always together. We like to do things together, and that's the kind of band. If I was in a band where I didn't like my bandmates, I wouldn't do it. Like if I have to be away from my family,
Yeah,
I better love being around the people that I'm around. And I think that's why our live shows come out the way they do. That's why our music is the way it is, because we genuinely love what we do.
which is awesome. Well, Matt, it was a pleasure. I know you got so much on your plate.
Thanks, man.
You got so much to do, so I'm going to let you go do that. But man, what a pleasure
Thanks,
speaking with
man.
you. I hope we get to do it again sometime soon. Again, coming to Tucson, April 10 on the metal tour of the year. You can go to kfma.com. Get more details there. Matt, thank you once again. Have a great day, and we'll see you in
Thank you so
April.
much. I appreciate it. I'm actually off to see Fit for an Autopsy tonight. So I'm not sure if they've already hit Arizona, but they're one of my favorite bands in the world. So if that tour's coming up, make sure people go check that out too.
Yeah, go check that out, people. So thanks again, Matt.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Take care.
Later.